kind of felt overwhelmed with everything, and I was just like, I don't know, I feel like I don't have the same values as everyone, and I just felt really confused. And I talked to Lauren, and she had told me that there was a girl who was in my sorority the year before mine, and she had stayed in for an entire year, and she dropped out, but she was a Christian, and she was like really involved and had really strong faith and had been coming to Greek IB. And I remember leaving that meeting with Lauren, and I was so mad. I was like, why wasn't that girl with me? Like, she could have been there for me. She could have mentored me. I don't want to drop out of my house, but I just feel overwhelmed by how different I feel compared to everyone else. And then that day, I was actually, before I met with Lauren, I was like dead set on telling the house I wasn't going to stay in it. And I was walking over, and all of a sudden I just like felt really empowered, and I was like, no, I'm going to stay in my house because I want to be that girl for the next girl who comes along and feels overwhelmed when they get in the house and is like, no one knows how I feel and no one has the same beliefs as me. And I was like, I'm going to be that girl, and I'm going to mentor them because I want that so bad for me. And it ended up being like, I should thank that girl for having dropped out, because it forced me to just really evaluate what I believed and stop like living with both legs on each side of the fence and just stand up and be a noticeable believer. So it was just a good, it really, I don't know, it like changed who I was, and it forced me to like do what I said I believed in. And so being, it really affected my whole impact in the house.
One thing I would do differently about Greek IB is I would go on a spring break trip. That's one thing with Greek IB that I have never done, and if I could live my college life all over again, I would definitely go on Habitat.
Well, I feel like there's one thing that I would change in my history with Greek IB. One semester, I really just kind of backpedaled, and I kind of thought that my academics were more important than my relationships. And so I told Lauren I couldn't go to Bible study anymore, and I stopped responding to the emails of my friends, and I just kind of like focused inward. And after I got the grades that I wanted, after the semester was over with, I was reflecting, and I just felt kind of empty, and I was just searching for the answer. And I realized that I had just kind of tossed my relationships to the side, and that's not what I wanted to do in the future. So I really regret that one semester that I just discarded my friends. And so I would caution people to not do that. Don't get so caught up in yourself, because your friends keep you grounded, and I just feel like I experienced Jesus a lot through my friends and through my community, and so I wouldn't recommend doing that.
I would probably do differently, being more adamant about inviting people in my house to Greek IB and making it more of a priority. One thing that I would do differently about Greek IB, I think, would be if I would have joined it earlier. I definitely would change that. Just got involved at the beginning of my freshman year, and just be, I guess, more committed.
Greek IB shaped my college experience in a number of ways. The first and foremost was it was really what got me back on track in my walk with Christ. And the next area that it's really expanded is just my opinions and my thoughts about what it means to be a Christian, what it means to be in a church and in a community, and actively living out your faith, and what it means for my life in the future, and the ways and the choices that I make, and what I choose to do with the things that I've been given.
Greek IB shaped my college experience dramatically. I came to school and was not Greek or Christian, and I first came to Greek conference with Liz Jones, and yeah, I got involved in the Bible study and went to Chapter Focus Week, and really discovered who Jesus was, and gave my life to him there, and just ever since, my life has been completely different.
I'd say that Greek IB has probably been the largest factor in my college experience. I mean, like, I can't imagine what my college experience would look like without it. I'm sure a lot of people say that, and I'm also sure that's true. Because thinking about it, it's really added a sense of purpose to my college experience. And that's something that I kind of struggled with finding. Like freshman year, when I wasn't involved in Greek IB, I just felt like I was just kind of going through the motions, going to class, like whatever, like hanging out with friends, you know, having a good time. But I felt like no purpose to my college. Like I'd almost like isolated myself from any purpose, you know, being in this college environment, you know, being like in this Green Street community that's, you know, separate from the real world. And being a part of Greek Ivy is really is what changed that. And you know, day in, day out now I'm living for a purpose, and it's the greatest purpose of all. It's God's purpose. And it's his purpose of reaching people on this campus, you know, for him. Like within our fraternity sororities, like our friends, you know, and we can have such a huge impact and such like an important period in everyone's lives. And I think that's an amazing purpose and an amazing calling to just, you know, live with day in and day out.
Really helping to shape what I want to use my education for. And I'm a chemistry major, and I'm moving to Ann Arbor in August to pursue a PhD in chemistry at the University of Michigan. And just having like a Christian perspective, but still wanting to, you know what I mean, like still not being in ministry is helping to, this like Christian perspective is helping to shape what I want to do with that education.
Well, Greek IV shaped my college experience this last year and a half, I guess, by sort of really focusing my life on what's really important, like really showing me that people are what's most important, and taking the time out of what seems like an extremely busy schedule to spend time with friends, spend time making new friends and finding out like what's really going on in people's lives, rather than just going out to bars and doing shots with friends and calling yourselves brothers because you have a cool toast or something, but really engaging with other people.
Well, Greek Ivy has impacted the experience in my house because I've gotten on a much deeper level with the girls in my house through having the Bible study in the house, and been in relationships with them that were deeper than just, oh, we're going to some exchange. It started to become that our faith was really important to us, and so getting to know people on that level is really different and exciting.
Greek Ivy has definitely impacted the Kappa Delta house. Just seeing the girls, we've had many girls come to Greek Ivy, and just the Bible study through our house has brought many people, including my pledge family, Megan and Kim here, and it's just been really cool to see God work, not only in Greek Ivy, but through our house too.
This semester, God has used Greek Ivy to really teach me about the importance of prayer and just the power that it has. The way that a community can come before God, and the way that God responds to it and answers prayers and provides when we are in communication with Him and coming towards Him.
I think that God really used Greek Ivy to teach me about cross-cultural ministry and how Greek Ivy really has a heart for the world. And I just really am passionate about just being with people of different cultures and learning about differences and similarities. And so I just feel like Greek Ivy has taught me a lot about racial reconciliation and about how not to be colorblind, but to really realize that the Lord has gifted people of the world with different cultural